This week, I rewatched Running Down a Dream, a legendary talk by Bill Gurley, where he talks to MBA students at the University of Texas about the lessons he's learned in building a career that you love. And he runs through three famous individuals' stories in this talk. Definitely listen to this video yourself. We'll put it in the show notes and description because I'm not going to go into the details. He does a beautiful job telling these stories. I'll just quickly run you through the overview, but essentially, we have the story of one of the most winning basketball coaches of all time and the secrets to how he became that winning basketball coach and the relationships and tactics he used. We have one of the most famous musicians of all time who won a Nobel Prize and won 11 Grammys in the early days of his career and the amazing risks he took, as well as hitchhiking across the United States with $5 or $10 in his pocket just to be closer to the musician that he most idolized so that he could study them. And finally, we have one of the most famous restaurant owners in New York and around the world and the early days of building his career, not even starting in the food industry, but eventually being told by his uncle, why don't you just start a restaurant already? You know, that's what you're meant to do. So he beautifully dives into these three stories and reveals to you the names of these famous individuals at the end, and ultimately puts together 5 key lessons that you can take away for running down the dream of your own life. And those are: number one, pick a career that you're passionate about. This is something we hear again and again: Steve Jobs, Paul Graham. The practice, the details have to be fun to you when they're boring to others. You have to be passionate. Number two, constantly be honing your craft. Always be working on getting better, looking what you can improve on. Number three, develop mentors in your field. So you'll see this in all of these stories, but these people are going above and beyond to be at the center of their industry, to be around the people that they most admire, to be studying the people and the artists that they most admire. Embrace your peers. This is number four. This talks about really finding those around you that you can share best practices with, a strong network of peer group, not just mentors, individuals who are on a similar path. And number five, all of these individuals gave credit and paid it forward. This kind of aligns with just building the right character. People are going to be more likely to mentor you, to give you those tactics and tools of the trade if they see that you're a good person who wants to give credit and help those around you. And reminds me, I'm reading the autobiography of Andrew Carnegie right now, and he talks a lot about the power of literature and reading that really changed his life at an early age. He was given access to a wealthy individual's library of books that just opened his mind to the world of knowledge and history and great biographies. And it was what he called the greatest gift you could give to an ambitious young man is the gift of literature and reading, because you both have to pursue that knowledge yourself, which is a fundamental truth of gaining mastery in any field. And you also have all of these lessons and knowledge that you can gain through reading. So he ultimately, obviously, is famous for establishing many public libraries around the United States and giving away most of his fortune before he passed away, parallel to what I can say is really true of the importance of giving credit and paying it forward. You know, why I bring up topics like this, I think this is fundamental knowledge. Just like Michael Jordan does the chest pass to start practice, even though it's boring and maybe not as sexy as the 3-point shot. These are the fundamentals, and you need to continue to hammer out and iron those fundamentals so that you can have the process that's going to lead to the success you want. You can study those before you, and you can see that all the great individuals in their fields have studied those before them and stood on the shoulders of giants. So it's a really great talk. Highly recommend you check it out. Running Down a Dream by Bill Gurley.